Pages Online. This is a special edition called Tuesday's Tips. Every Tuesday we're going to post a new tip on how to use our special sponge painting system. These are designed specifically to give you additional information as you continue your growth in our program. Let's get a start and take a look at today's tip. Today's Tuesday's tip is all about the tip of your brush. And in fact, what we're going to ask you to not do is don't put your brush in your mouth. It's a crazy, crazy world that we used to live in many generations ago. It used to be that they would teach artists to be able to bring the brush to a tip so that it was very pointed and very sharp, was to put the brush in your mouth, and that way you could pull it out of your mouth and you would bring it to a point. It's a disaster. First of all, some of the cadmium paints are a really hazard to your health if you ingest them. Most watercolors are non-toxic, so it's not a problem, but certainly you don't want to put that in your mouth. In fact, you also make your lips blue. I remember I used to actually have a teacher who taught me that trick. She said, put the brush into your mouth. It's preposterous. There's other problems with it, and that is if you spend a lot of money on a very expensive brush and you keep putting it in your mouth to bring it to a tip, the saliva in your mouth, which breaks down your food, also breaks down the hairs on your brush and makes your brush get worse a lot quicker. I have a much easier, far better solution than putting your brush into your mouth. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We just have a blank piece of paper here to demonstrate this. We'll utilize this brush, and this trick, by the way, works for any brush in your system. So it doesn't matter if you're talking about the largest brush in your kit or if you're talking about the smallest brush in your kit. This whole business works the same. We'll get the brush wet, and you may have seen this in some of our classes because I talk about this, and here's the trick. I'm going to take the brush, and if you watch very carefully, I'm going to roll the brush in the paint. What I'm doing here, I'll show you here. See how I roll the brush? This is what I want to do. I want to take the brush, I want to roll the brush into the paint. And that will allow me to bring the brush to a nice tip. If you happen to have a brush that is smaller, you can do the same thing. Take the brush into the paint, roll the brush into the paint, brings it to a nice tip, and then you're able to go ahead and utilize the brush accordingly. It's a very common theme that people will do this, and then they come to the painting and the brush is all feathered out. Or they do this. This is very common, which you see people do this all the time. You will see people do this all the time. But to then take your brush to the painting, it's all fanned out. Roll the brush into the paint before you're about to use it, and then simply pull the brush and it stays in a tip. That's Tuesday's tip for today. We hope that you're able to utilize it in your painting program. We hope that you have enjoyed this little video and that this tip was helpful for you. For more of Tuesday's tips, check out our website under the free classes for Tuesday's tips. If you want, also check out the full video, which is all about learning how to paint with our sponge system, which is the free video on our website, The #1 Painting. And we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.